Oh my God, what is happening? Everybody. Okay, I can see chat is, what is happening? Okay, I can see chat is very spicy today. Hello. Also, yes, it's going to be a fun one. Yes, Mr. Pike, sorry about missing you again. Listen, I'm trying my best here. Okay. I don't miss. It's just, it's the YouTube gods just don't want Mr. Pike to be a member of this channel. Anyways, hello everyone and welcome to today's live stream. It is February 18th, Wednesday, and today we're going to talk about Laura Owens. Okay, listen, I got my notes. I have taken, this might be a side, I'm trying to think of any other case. It would be like Suzanne Morphew, John Bonet, and this case are like just the ones I cannot stop taking notes on. So if you are in the members only live, I read, or members only, I did a video where I read everything, kind of breaking it down. And then members only live stream, we watched Clayton Echard's podcast with the Vile Files. So long story short, let me give you a short synopsis. Okay. Clayton Echard was the Bachelor. Lauren Owens, they hook up. She says, I have twins. He's like, we didn't have sex. And she's like, well, I'm suing you now for child support. And he's like, what the fuck? So then they go through all of this. And then she's like, well, I want to dismiss the case fully because, you know, I'm not pregnant anymore. And his team was like, yeah, no, we're going to go through evidentiary because it's not even that like you want money and you want to dismiss the case. Now you're going to prove that there's no paternity case at all. I was never the father. I don't even think you were pregnant with twins. And they find out, or the judge deems that she was never actually pregnant, that she filed this lawsuit with no merit, no basis, which you cannot do. So then his judge hands it over to Maricopa County because they're like, there's some criminal shit going on here. And we find out that Clayton Echard is the fourth man that she's done this to. The first one's like, I don't even want anything to do with this. The other two are joining in on this. And we're going to read their like profiles or whatever. I found this website called Victims of Lauren Owens or lauraowens.com. And these people, holy shit. They have each person, okay? They have all laid out every story, every timeline, each and every court document. When I tell you I cannot stop reading this case and anything that goes on with it, it's insane. It's insane. So, yeah, look here's the documents. Yes, there is a website. There is a website. It's insanity. Documents, new criminal case, court hearings. She got a name change, police reports, bar complaints. So what we're going to do today is we're going to read through this. We're going to talk about it. Remember, chat, we are on public. You are not in the Discord. Try to behave yourself. And we're going to go through this. So I've already went through the Greg case. Well, we'll just go through Greg's case because Clayton Echard gets a DM from somebody and they're like, you're not the only one. There's other guys. And they lead him to Greg. So Clayton goes and gets like Greg's court stuff. And we see that these two things are almost identical. Greg Gillespie and Laura Owens connected on Bumble and met for drinks on 2 consecutive evenings. And also the reason that I want to do this is because, and I have my notes, I've decided that I think I'm going to start doing research with you guys for the same reason that I like ask my husband questions when I'm talking about a case, because you guys bring up such great points and such great questions that I wouldn't think to ask because I know now the case so well. So whatever questions you guys ask, then I can write down for my notes and like put in the video. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyways, they meet on Bumble. They met for drinks on 2 consecutive evenings. June 30th, and July 1st. Also, it's important to remember these dates. On their second meetup, they engaged in sex while using 2 forms of birth control. The following evening, Laura Owens attended a group dinner uninvited. So this girl is just showing up at dinners that he's at. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of that girl in Wedding Crashers when she's like, I'm going to find you, Yeah. Yeah, Shawnee. And you guys, it's just like, I just love the collective brain. Like everybody thinks so differently and, whatever, you get it. Okay. So when she shows up uninvited, Greg observes some troubling behaviors, which I really wish they would have told us about. It was this evening that Greg concluded he no longer wished to pursue a relationship with Laura Owens. Well, from what we've seen, this does not go well for anybody who decides that they don't want to continue a relationship with Laura Owens. How do I zoom in? Is there a way for me to zoom? I don't know. I suppose I could zoom in here. Let me see if I could zoom in on this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's way better. So you guys could see. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. So he decides he's going to start moving back. And approximately 2 weeks after their intimate encounter, Laura Owens informed Greg Gillespie that she was pregnant with his child, a claim she subsequently revised to twins. Laura Owens then proposed a dating contract stipulating that they enter into a committed romantic relationship. According to the terms, if Greg agreed to an exclusive and intentional relationship with Laura Owens, he would have influence over the outcome of the pregnancy. Now, she did the same thing with Clayton Echard. She's like, if you date me, then I'll consider getting an abortion. And if you don't date me, then congrats, you're a dad. Her words, not mine. Now, yeah, troubling behavior like showing up uninvited to a dinner, but there was more. I'm curious as to know what the more is. Now, the thing is you would think that if you're going to be dating someone, then the outcome of the pregnancy would be that you have it, right? And if you're not going to date them, if this is the way that things are going, and this is what you choose to do, then you would not have it. And in this case, it's the complete opposite, where she's like, if you date me, I'll get rid of this baby. Like it doesn't make sense to me. A lot of things in here don't make sense to me, but you know what? That's what we're here for. Anyways. So, at the end of July, also 2 weeks later, she knew she was pregnant. This girl, it's like 10 days or 11 days with Clayton Echard. I haven't read the Michael Marraccini one yet, but she must get pregnant. She must be in the Guinness Book of World Records for people who gets pregnant the fastest. Like we're talking 10 days, 12 days, or 14 days. She knows immediately she's pregnant. At the end of July, Laura Owens confirmed her pregnancy with an HCG urine test conducted at a medical facility. Now, what we do know about this and about the fact that HCG, for those of you who don't know, is a hormone that pregnant women release, and they have it in their blood and they have it in their urine, and that's what the pregnancy sticks test for when you're pregnant, when you pee on the stick. Well, we know from the Clayton Echard case that we don't know if she was injecting it for sure, but what we do know is that she was in contact with a med spa that did HCG treatments. And you can get HCG over the counter and you can inject it for weight loss. So, dating contracts are a trippy idea in the first place. I agree with you. Do they specify which 2 forms? I assume condoms. I don't know what the other thing is. They don't say, so I don't know just yet. Maybe we'll find out in the reports. But right. So apparently she became pregnant through skin absorption. You know what? This one, they actually have sex though. So we have that. She takes a test. It comes back positive. And so Clayton's also came back positive, but they think it was because she quite possibly could have been injecting these HCG treatments. So on August 6th, she sent Greg a text containing an ultrasound image that purportedly showed a twin pregnancy. However, Greg soon discovered that the ultrasound image had been stolen from a 2014 blog authored by a different woman and confronted Laura Owens with this revelation. The situation quickly escalated, resulting in Laura filing a civil lawsuit against Greg on August 11th, accusing him of abortion coercion, even though she was the one who was like, if you date me, I'll kill your baby. It's like that Call Me Maybe song. 'Cause if you date me, I'll kill your baby. Oh, my God. I'm guessing spermicide. I don't know. Anyways, pull out and pray, maybe. Oh, God. In April of 2024, the stolen 2014 ultrasound was confirmed by the original owner as her own. Additionally, it was revealed that Laura had hired a freelancer from Fiverr to alter the ultrasound, evidence that was by the presence of the Fiverr logo displayed in the image. Now, one of the things that you guys don't know is there is like another guy online. His name is Dave Neal. He runs a YouTube channel here on YouTube. And hi, Peachtree. And he was the one. They've been breaking this down. They've been blowing this case wide open. So this video that I'm going to make is going to be a two-part video. The first one is going to cover Clayton Eckerd and the trial, the civil trial, and then moving into the criminal. And then the next video is going to be these smaller videos, or these smaller like cases, and then also talking about Dave Neal. So Greg suspected Laura of stalking him and harassment, including Laura Owens reaching out to the HR department in his workplace. In response, Greg sought an order of protection against her. However, after three unsuccessful attempts to serve the order, it was rendered ineffective. In retaliation, Laura secured an OOP against Greg in November of 2021. So, from January to October of 2022, the civil case against Greg continued, with Laura requesting $45,000 in damages, which is hilarious. She wants, I mean, the money to me is pennies for her, because she makes money. Her parents have money. She's like an equestrian horse jumper. Like, this bitch has money. So, the other thing I want to watch with you guys is her TED Talk. She has a TED Talk. You know what? We'll read this story. We'll go to the TED Talk. We'll come back to the timeline. But this is just, she just wants to ruin these guys' lives, in my opinion. Like, the money is nothing to her. So in August of 2022, Laura engaged in ex parte communications with the presiding judge. She sent an email to the judge, which you are not allowed to do. You are not allowed to speak to a judge if the judge is presiding over your case without being in front of everybody with the lawyer. With the lawyer. So she sends a little email to a judge, and I mean, I've read some of these documents, and she's like, hey, would you just like, hi, Kat, how are you? And she's like, hey, would you mind just like listening to my side of the story real quick? You cannot do that. And as I read this case and as I go through this with this woman, the level of fucking entitlement is insane. So she alleged, now she emails this judge, which you are not allowed to do, and she alleged that she had been drugged and assaulted, sexually assaulted, claims in which she suggested involved Greg and his attorney. These allegations, however, were never substantiated, nor was any evidence provided or verified. In October 22, and the civil case was dismissed. In November of 2022, Laura Owens extended her fraudulent OOP against Greg for 2 more years. Now, the other thing is, too, when you have an OOP against you, okay, employers can look this up, and anybody can look it up. It's public record. Imagine the career opportunities that are lost because you have a fraudulent OOP against you. I would be fucking pissed. Pissed. The OOP is up for renewal in November of 2024. It is assumed that Laura Owens will attempt to have it renewed, and I believe she did. Throughout 2023, Laura Owens reported Greg to the Scottsdale Police Department on multiple occasions, alleging that he had breached the order of protection through online activities. However, investigations revealed no evidence linking Greg to these claims. So now you're wasting the police's time and fucking resources, which you should also be punished for. I hope this bitch spends time in jail. Yeah, yes. And his attorney. Yes. On December 6th of 2024, Laura Owens filed another order of protection against Greg, and he was served. Greg has been in litigation with Laura for over 4 years, or for 4 years now, and has spent approximately $300,000 in court fees. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to really piss you guys off. And we're going to watch her TED Talk, because her TED Talk is going to be about one of the men in this case. If I could tell you anything, it is the fact that Laura Owens is a perpetual victim. And I say it like that. Hi, Jumping Fox. How are you? Everybody clap. She brings the clap. She brings a clap. So here's the problem. How much time is she facing this summer? That's a good question. I don't know. I know she's got 14 felony accounts against her. So we'll find that out. I don't know how much the time is. Here's the problem with cases like this. Number one, if you are truly not a victim and you are doing things like this, you make it so much harder for any victims to come forward in the future. Number two, if at any point in your life you were victimized, and then you go on to lie after lie after lie after lie about being a victim when you were not actually a victim, nobody's ever going to believe you about the time that you were actually victimized. It's hard enough to get people to believe even you know what, people are like, where's the proof? Even if there is proof, sometimes people are like, you're not actually a victim, whatever. It is so hard for victims to be believed. And then you have bitches out here doing shit like this. It makes me so mad. And it also makes me mad that because the victims in this case were men, they weren't taken seriously. And now, because of that, their lives have been ripped apart. And I truly believe that if Clayton Echard wasn't the Bachelor and didn't have some sort of notoriety and like money and people wanting to help out, none of this would have happened. All right. So now we're going to watch Laura Owens's TED Talk. And then we'll go on to why this allegedly wasn't true. So here she is. Oh my God, I made this too big.
December 30th, 2016. After months of planning a once-in-a-lifetime...
Also, you can't really see it right now because I'm messing with this a little bit because I had to up my screen because it was the font was so small and I am blind. The life-saving power of kindness to strangers. She is on here. She is about to talk about a abuse claim that when we read on further, we'll get there. Let's just...
trip to Iceland. It's finally here. It's finally time to go on flight 160.
Can like anybody get a TED Talk? Can I get a TED Talk? You guys, let's get me a TED Talk. What do I talk about? All right, sorry. I'll shut up. This was in 2021.
December 30th, 2016. After months of planning a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Iceland, it's finally here. It's finally time to go on flight 162, San Francisco to Reykjavik. A tall man boards behind you and offers to put your carry-on bag in the overhead bin. You graciously thank him and relax as you settle into seat 21H. This plane ride should be a time to drift off to sleep and dream about seeing the northern lights, to wonder what it's going to feel like to soak in the Blue Lagoon, to go dog sledding for the first time. Only you can't because of the noise in the background. And no, it's not the roaring of the jet engines. It's the loud voice of the man sitting behind you who helped you with your luggage. He's speaking to a woman who's incessantly sobbing. He's spewing insults at her, demeaning her, and the more she cries, the harsher they become. She can barely get out a word to respond to him through her tears. Turn your brain on, he says in a mocking tone with a laugh, followed by, use your words. He changes the subject. He tells her...
Okay, you know what? Shows she's talking about going to Iceland. I read some of Michael's story. He was breaking up with her. And he was like, we had a trip to go to Iceland. And she was like, listen, it's in a text message. She's like, you just go. You just go without me. Just go. He gets on this plane to Iceland. She boards the plane without him knowing and sits next to him. And she's like erratic the whole time. I love this already. Anyways, she claims that he assaulted her on the plane, which you're on a plane. You're on a metal tube. Nobody knows. There's nobody on that plane that knows that this happened.
Haven't accomplished enough for a woman who's in her late 20s. People aren't being honest with you when they compliment you on your work. They're just trying to be nice to you. I'm telling you this because I care about you. She keeps crying and he sounds disgusted. Look at you. You've never been my type. You're ugly. If you cared about me, you would want me to find someone I'm attracted to. She composes herself well enough to ask the question you've wondered all along. Then why do you want to be with me, she says. Every time I bring up breaking up, you tell me you don't want to. He responds with, I feel sorry for you, okay? That's why I'm with you, because no one else would want to date you, because I'm a nice person. This seems like a totally different man than the one who put your suitcase away. You glance back just to be sure, and yeah, it's him. You brought your sound-canceling headphones. Easy solution, you think? You can just tune them out. But even through them, you hear his voice. Don't poke the bear, he warns her. You look back and forth. You mean this is how he is when he hasn't been poked? How could he be any worse? You look left. You see a flight attendant coming down the aisle. You could pull her aside, tell them they're being too loud. She could ask them to be quiet, and that would stop him. But as much as you try to ignore it, your gut tells you that this woman is in danger. But then again, she's also a stranger. So it's none of my business, you think. You try to convince yourself to do nothing. But then you hear it. She asks him, what can I do to fix myself? He thinks for a minute and says, I don't know. Kill yourself? She can.
Now, mind you, she's telling this story after, and we'll go through Michael's text message or text message history, relentlessly texting him, not leaving him alone. He has asked her time and time again, give me space. I need my time. Please leave me alone. We're breaking up. I'm going to Iceland. And she says, okay, go without me, and then boards a plane. How long? What is it, like 15 hours to get from America to Iceland? You got to be in a fucking tube with this bitch? And this is the story that she tells. Amazing.
Continues to cry and says, I'm so sorry. In a serious tone, he follows up with, if you truly love me, you want me to be happy. And maybe if you're in heaven, you can help me find my soulmate and look down and smile on our wedding day. This man is sick. There's a napkin under your cocktail and a pen in your purse. You quickly scribble a note, but you can't decide whether or not to give it to her. At least you'll have it down on paper. You write, Dear girlfriend, I know the Lord had me overhear your conversation to let you know that you are a very beautiful young woman that should have a man that makes you cry with wonderful laughter, not bullying. You are being abused, and he will never love you like you deserve. I'm very concerned about you, and I'm praying for you. Run from him. Get help and protection. He doesn't care what you think or say or do. He is a very sick man and will make you sick if you stay with him. Please take this to heart and get
Right, from the USA. You know what I'm saying.
Help fast. You decide to sign your name and write down an email address that you rarely use. Towards the end of the flight, the man leaves his seat to go to the bathroom. This is your chance. You peek back through the seats and your heart sinks because you see it. You see her. She has a face now. She's someone's daughter, someone's friend, and she needs help. He looked down.
She needs fucking help, that's for sure.
At the note. What would you do? Would you listen to your heart and pass it to her, thinking that the best case scenario is that it helps her? The worst case scenario is that she chews you out as you get off the plane. Or would you let your head get the best of you and fall back on that mindset that has become so conditioned to focus on our own problems, not on those of a stranger? What would you do? What would you do if you knew that in passing her that note, the woman sitting in the row behind you would tell you that you're the reason she's not 6 feet underground, and that she would thank you for saving her life from the TEDx stage? My name is Laura Owens, and as you can tell, I wasn't the hero in this story. I was the crying woman in seat 22H. The stranger, Nancy, made the courageous decision to hand me that note. In her mind, she could have easily justified keeping it to herself. She could have just said it was none of her business. But she saw me as an individual, as someone of value, as a person that somebody cared about, and she made it her business. In that brief period of time, Nancy saw him for who he was, for how I couldn't see him. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. We'd had a fairy tale start, and then it came down fast. It seemed like overnight, his charm and compliments turned to criticism. His comments became more and more menacing until finally, the verbal abuse became physical.
After we watch this, we're going to go through Michael's case. We'll skip Greg's and we'll go through Michael's. I have not watched this yet, but I've read some of Michael's stuff, and it is... You guys are, we're in for a ride today. Put on your seatbelts, friends.
The first thing he did once we landed in Iceland and got to the hotel was ask me to pick a number. Not knowing why, I picked 40. He said that was how many times he was going to slap me. He did, and then he choked me. The less oxygen I breathed in, the more he smiled. And for the first time in months, he praised me. Good girl, he said. My mind flashed on the note. He was truly sick, and I was in danger. I begged him to stop, and he stormed off. I thought he'd left the room. So I went to my backpack, and I reread the note. I had no idea that he was standing behind me. He told me to hand him the note. He said, I knew she was listening all along. She doesn't know what she's talking about. His face was red with anger, and a vein popped out on his forehead. He tore up the note, figured it would never be brought up again, but luckily I'd taken a picture. Even with all of that drama, we made it to dinner. He abruptly left right before the check came. He said he needed to go shoot footage for his Instagram and told me not to go find him. He said he didn't want to be seen in photos or videos with me because it would hurt his chances of becoming Insta-famous, which was a big goal for him. He thought that if he appeared to be alone, he would appear single, and that would get him a lot of female followers. My heart was...
He claims to be an incredibly private guy, but...
broken, and I had no sense of direction, both literally and figuratively. Truly, I had no service, and I was lost. I asked 2 people for help finding my way back to the hotel, but they didn't speak English. I stumbled around the streets of Reykjavik in the highest heels I owned and in a sleeveless dress that was as inappropriate as you could get for the snowstorm I was in. The fireworks went off at midnight, and I could hear people in the distance cheering. I could feel their excitement about the idea of a new year, new hopes, new... Honestly,
I would not doubt if she wrote it herself. I would not doubt it. 1,000%. After all of the evidence that I've seen, and I'm only finished writing the first script. I'm working on the second script right now, and then I'll film them and put them out. She is going to trial, I think, in July of 2026, so I still have a little bit of time. And you just wanted to get to the point. Exactly. Just get to the point.
Dreams, new goals. And then there was me, looking worse than ever after crying for the better part of 24 hours. I slipped into an alley. I was numb from the blanket of hopelessness and unworthiness I felt. The only wish I had for the year was to redo my life and become a different person, since my boyfriend had convinced me I was a failure and I couldn't fix myself, but that wasn't going to happen. The last thing I wanted to do was die, but he had convinced me that there wasn't a place for me on earth.
I feel like she's trying to cry and it's not quite coming out.
He said that he didn't want to end our relationship, but I couldn't understand why he didn't want to when he treated me like he hated me. He said that I brought it out of him, that it was my fault, that he'd never been violent before he met me, that I was responsible for his transformation from the all-American boy to American psycho. But the thing is that I had no idea what I'd done wrong. I was the same person I was when he met me. I was giving, I was kind, I was loyal, I was supportive. I looked the same. All of the qualities he said he liked so much about me hadn't changed. I was so confused and I felt so alone. I knew I couldn't tell my family and friends what had been going on. I didn't even think they would believe me. After our first date, I had proudly told them that I now believed in love at first sight. I told them that I thought he was the one, and after seeing us together, they agreed. Even when the relationship started to go south, he still acted like he adored me in public. He only abused me in private, and he had convinced me that I was the problem. But as much as I tried, I couldn't figure out what my problem was. As I sat in that alley, just lost in my thoughts, My mind flashed to that note from a stranger that I'd been handed on the plane. My fingers felt numb, but I was able to unlock my phone and open up the photos of it. For the first time in a long time, I felt like maybe I wasn't crazy. Maybe Nancy saw something in him that I didn't. Maybe I needed to take a step back and try to look at our relationship from the perspective of an outsider, from that of a stranger, of how it looked to the world instead of how it felt to me. I weakly stood up and wobbled back to the hotel. When I got to the room, he was livid. Maybe it was because he'd had too many drinks, or maybe his Instagram post hadn't gotten the attention he thought it would. Or maybe he was upset because he didn't know where I was, and for a few hours, he'd lost his power over me. I hoped he was mad because he realized that I'd taken Nancy's note to heart and that I was now onto him. Not surprisingly, the rest of the trip was a nightmare. It was impossible to enjoy the beautiful surroundings when I knew that once we got back to the hotel room, I would be abused. I thought constantly about Nancy's note, even after we left Iceland and got back to the United States. Every time he said or did something awful to me, I took it less and less personally. I was finally able to admit to myself that she was right. He was never going to love me like I deserved. I knew that after what he'd done to me, he could never be the one, but I didn't know how to leave. Towards the end of our relationship, he attempted to suffocate me. I remember exactly where I was when I felt almost all of my spirit, my soul, all of my fight dissipate. The feeling of his hand.
You know what's very interesting about you saying it's very rehearsed? She tells the same story of abuse, this whole trope between the three men that we've seen now. I don't know how many more men there are. Well, I know there's one more guy that wants nothing to do with it, but we don't know his story because he doesn't want to get involved. But between Greg, Michael, and Clayton, this is all the same. They've all strangled her. They've all assaulted her. They've all emotionally and physically abused her, and almost in the most identical ways. When you start looking and you start piecing all the evidence and you start putting it together, it really is just mirror images of everybody's story. So yeah, I think it's rehearsed because I think she's told it before. I feel like she's trying to speed run. I have it on 1.5 speed or 2.5 because I don't really want to hear her talk.
On top of a pillow, on top of my face, pressing all of his weight, more than twice mine, into me in an effort to silence me once and for all. I blacked out, but I woke up. I was a different person when my eyes opened. I tried to leave and he wouldn't have it. He was following me around my neighborhood. He was banging on my door at night, telling me that he knew I was home when I didn't answer the door. So I had to do something that I never thought I'd do. I called a DV group and I asked for help. Within minutes, I was connected with a wonderful woman on the phone, another kind stranger who said that I was safe. She said that she believed me and that I wasn't alone. She said that one day I wouldn't be embarrassed to call myself a domestic violence victim and that I would be proud to call myself a domestic violence survivor. That woman connected me with more kind strangers who owed me nothing but played a huge part in saving my life. They helped me get a restraining order against my ex-boyfriend, which I still have today. And guess who wrote a witness statement for me? Nancy. She was stunned that I reached out to her, but she was happy to help in any way she could. Stranger after stranger after stranger. Kindness after kindness after kindness. This was the kind of world that I wanted to live in. I look back now and I wonder what life would have looked like for my family and friends if he'd succeeded in taking mine. Nothing would have been better for them, as he'd convinced me they would be. My sister told me that I would be the maid of honor at her wedding when we were teenagers, long before she met the love of her life. She found him and got married this year, and I cried more than anyone else at the ceremony because I was so happy to be there, to be alive.
Because it's always about me.
To be with her. Before my sister walked down the aisle, she said she couldn't imagine anyone else standing by her side on her big day. I said, I'm only here because of Nancy. She said, because of a little note. And I think about what I would have missed if she hadn't written that note. I think about seeing my father actually run in the pool in his first swimming lesson after seeing his movement being so affected by Parkinson's disease for 21 years. My mom and I had endless conversations about my relationship and how Nancy's kindness had saved me. That was the catalyst for the podcast we started together, where people who inspire us talk about their moments of growth, discomfort, and change that led to happy, successful times that they never thought were possible. And after nearly 450 interviews, I've learned that most people say there was one person who changed everything for them. Their stranger, their Nancy. I've often wondered if I would have developed the courage to leave on my own and realized that even if I did, it would have been too late. One more time might have been too late. The difference between him being my abuser and my murderer was this. That's it.
Jesus Christ. I feel like she's auditioning for something.
One more second of his fingers pressing on my neck. One more second without air, and I wouldn't be here. For the first time in my life, I had a seizure, then two, then three. My body was run down. It couldn't have taken any more abuse from him. I know I am only standing here because the stranger told me I didn't deserve it. I know that
her mom and her, I believe, attribute her epilepsy to Michael Marraccini, saying that he caused her brain damage and now she suffers from epilepsy.
Point in our lives, we've all been in a situation where eavesdropping, interrupting, and intervening, things we were told to never do, could have changed the trajectory of someone's life. We just don't realize it at the time. How easy is it to turn our heads away when we see someone in public in distress?
How easy is it to not lie about being pregnant with somebody else's baby and drive their life into the ground?
To pretend that we have more important things to do than simply acknowledge their existence. To bury ourselves in our smartphones, wasting our time, airbrushing our appearance to get more meaningless likes. Today, it's easier than ever to be the main character of our own story. We can move through the world immersed in our technology, seeing the rest of humanity as just a backdrop for our own story. I'm the first to admit that I'm guilty of that, of thinking that I could take control of the narrative of my life by writing an Instagram caption, of thinking that as long as it looked like I was living the perfect life, I was. For example, I posted this throwback to Iceland shortly after arriving back in the US, which got comments like, "So jealous," and "looks amazing." Now, here's where I was when I actually posted it. In the hospital, after my abuser and I had a particularly rough night. Can you imagine the reaction my friends would have had if I posted my reality instead of the one I portrayed online? If I said, "I need help. I've been in an abusive relationship. I need to figure out how to get myself out of it. And I want to know that one day I'll feel like my old self again." What I really needed was to find the courage to leave him and to find myself. I needed love and support, not followers and likes. Maybe if I'd been honest, I could have helped someone. Maybe someone would have seen that post and I could have been someone stranger. I wished I'd been more courageous like Nancy. So life ambled on, and I continued to portray myself as having it all together, as someone who had never experienced anything difficult in life before. For a long time,
no, not of strangulation, but she says it's to head trauma because he beat her so bad. We'll find it. It's in the case file that these people have put together. I want to know who put this website together. This is insane.
It seemed easy. Then one day it didn't. The most traumatic chapter of my life.
Only me. We're just watching her TED Talk, and we're gonna get to the person that she made this about. This is Laura Owens, who we had talked about last week, who has lied about having babies and being abused and being assaulted by The Bachelor.
Was the most private. If I didn't tell the story for myself, I owed it to Nancy. Maybe people would be nicer to each other if they realized the power that their actions have. I didn't need to post a sad story about being a domestic violence victim. I needed to tell people that I was a survivor because of a stranger. But I needed to find the courage to do so. And so, of course, I logged into Pinterest to search for inspirational quotes by my icon, Brené Brown. It was like she was speaking to me. I got chills when I read it. When we deny the story, it defines us. When we own the story, we can write a brave new ending. That night, I told my story on Facebook. I was done pretending to be perfect, and I decided that anyone who would look at me as weak for telling it didn't deserve to be a part of my life. I was overwhelmed by the response, in a positive way. As one woman wrote, "Pure love for a stranger," and another wrote, "Angels are everywhere. We just need to be listening when they talk to us."
She just said, like, I don't need validation from views and likes. And is like, and then I told my story on Facebook for strangers.
Time that we see the people around us as members of humanity, not as strangers, we take a step toward restoring hope for others. We become links in a chain of kindness. I didn't know it at the time, but the purpose of my trip to Iceland wasn't to save my relationship with my ex-boyfriend like I thought it was. The purpose was to get Nancy's note and to share with you the life-saving power of kindness. Why else would I have been sitting behind her on flight 162 on December 30th? What if I'd picked the same flight the day before or the day after? I thought that the day of the flight was one of the loneliest in my life, but I was so wrong. It was the day that changed the entire trajectory of my life. It led to the most fulfilling, meaningful friendships based on vulnerability and kindness. It led to deeper relationships with people I love, and I've gotten to have experiences I never would have gotten to have if I'd stayed with him. All because of a brave note from a stranger. If you ever find yourself sitting in a chair like her, I hope you'll have the same courage she did, even if it's uncomfortable, to take a step outside your comfort zone and say something when your gut tells you something's off. It just might save a life, change a life, or begin a life anew. You might feel like you're crazy, and it may be way out of your comfort zone, but maybe, just maybe, you'll help that person see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you'll end up being a stranger they never knew they needed. Thank you.
Okay.
Switch to Chrome to load your favorite site's apps.
Especially from TED Talk, a place that houses legitimate. Why does this keep happening? Like legitimate victims and people who have gone through this. Have we heard from the lady? No, we have not heard from Nancy. All right, let's go to Michael. Let's fast forward. We were just on Greg, but let's go to Michael, and we'll go to his story. Michael Marraccini met Laura on the League dating app in late 2016. In late March of 2016. Early in their relationship, he noticed red flags and began to distance himself. Laura Owens responded with false claims, including a positive pregnancy test on June 5th. Over the next few months, she alleged a twin pregnancy and then another singular pregnancy, multiple miscarriages, and several abortions. By August, she claimed to have undergone 3 surgical abortions and later had said that she had ovarian cancer. Despite those claims, Laura continued competing in horse jumping. In December of 2016, Michael expressed discomfort with Laura calling him her boyfriend. Laura threatened suicide and falsely claimed to be in an inpatient facility. After Ron Owens, Lauren's father, intervened, Laura Owens admitted to fabricating her pregnancies, admitting she had never been pregnant by Michael Marraccini. Given these issues, Michael refused to take their planned trip to Iceland with Laura Owens, the one she was just talking about. She insisted he go, which he did, only to surprise him unexpectedly by boarding the plane as well. Michael Marraccini has since stated boarding that plane was the worst mistake of his life. On the trip, Laura Owens behaved erratically, crying and questioning Michael. Later, she falsely claimed in a TED Talk that we just watched that Michael abused her during this trip, though evidence showed no physical marks. She showed that hospital picture, but we don't know if she was in Iceland. We don't know where that was from, when that was from. There was no date on it. And the reason that I, bring that up is solely because it's not unlike her to make shit up, I mean, this is just who she is and what she's done. And I'm not saying that out of speculation. I'm saying because that's what a court found her for guilty of. She has counts of perjury against her, which is so hard to do. Counts of perjury, theft by extortion, forgery, identity theft, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, family dynamic is tense. I wish I could find Nancy and hear from her. I think she could provide. Yeah, I'm sure she could if she exists. If she exists, I don't put it out of the realm of possibility that she wrote that goddamn note herself. Maybe it's a trust me, aliens. Right, if Nancy exists. In March of 2017, Laura Owens and Michael Marraccini traveled then to Dubai. Near the end of the trip, Michael's stepfather fell into a coma and later passed away. Throughout this difficult time, Laura continued to pressure Michael about their relationship. By August of 2017, Michael ended their relationship, though they continued friendly and occasionally flirty communication. In late 2017, Michael and his new girlfriend unintentionally visited the restaurant where Laura Owens was present. Laura, in a fit of jealous rage, sent malicious messages with false accusations to Michael's girlfriend, claiming Michael had been physically and sexually abusive. The girlfriend saw through the manipulation and supported Michael. On January 8th of 2018, Laura confronted Michael and his sister in a street, prompting Michael to report Laura to the San Francisco Police Department for harassment. The following day, Laura filed a restraining order against Michael, which was granted on January of 2018. It was renewed in 2020, and the plans of further renewal in 2025. I don't know if she got it yet. In May of 2024, a fundraiser helped hire a forensic investigator to verify text messages between Michael and Laura from March of 2016 to November of 2017. The investigation revealed that the text did, in fact, come from Laura's phone. Throughout their tumultuous relationship, Laura financially manipulated Michael, falsely claiming he requested expensive gifts and promising a talk show opportunity that was never real. Michael has been recognized for refuting Laura's false claims and has been integral in aiding Clayton Echard's legal team in their fight for justice. Okay. On June of 2024, Laura's lawyer, David Gringus, which I have thoughts about this fucking guy. Holy shit. This lawyer calls the police in response to Michael attending the trial for Owens versus Eckerd, though Michael was served with a subpoena to testify as a witness. You're a lawyer. You are allowed to be in a courtroom. You know what fucking pisses me off about this? I just watched my best friend go through a divorce. She had to stand 4 feet away from a man that she had a restraining order on that she was petrified of. And they're like, you're a lawyer calling the police on him because he has a restraining order on her, but he was subpoenaed by the court to be there. There's police in the fucking courtroom. The Honorable Judge Julie Matta had previously approved Michael as a witness, though Mr. Gringus contacted 3 separate police departments that morning. All agreed Michael was not in violation. Okay, Buff the Magic Dragon. On July of 2025, Laura filed to renew the DVRO against Michael permanently. Michael now has a GoFundMe to help raise legal funds to fight Laura in court. Omar Serrato filed a notice of appearance in August of 2025. David Gringus made an appearance on Laura's behalf in 2025 hearing, but has since dropped Laura as a client. Gee, I wonder why. By the end of October, Emmy Award-winning Rachel Juarez from CBS's Hot Bench had also filed a notice of appearance for Marraccini. Welcome to another Wednesday, friends. Throughout the renewal process, Laura had made several attempts to have the trial continued, claiming numerous medical issues that made attending an in-person hearing life-threatening. What are those? What are those? At a pretrial hearing on October 10th of 2025, Laura requested to appear virtually due to potential attendance of 2 other men that she had active OOPs against. The judge immediately denied Laura's request and ordered Laura's in-person attendance. Laura appeared virtually anyways. Judge Gold again ordered Laura to be in person for the next day's hearing. Laura made an emergency ADA request to the court, resulting in a 2-week postponement. On November 5th of 2025, Laura claimed to be in the hospital undergoing a procedure and did not appear either in person or virtually, which as a judge, I'd be like, I'm going to need to see the note from the doctor or a receipt or fucking something. Judge Gold dismissed the DVRO renewal request. Michael is now a free man. Laura has since filed bar complaints against both Omar and Rachel and states she plans to file an appeal. Dude, the last thing you want to do is piss off a judge. It's amazing. And the fact that she thinks that she can just get away. Oh my God. All right. So here's a comprehensive timeline. The blue texts are Michael. The gray texts are Laura. Okay, so these are them meeting. Hi there. It's Laura. A first date in Folsom sounds nice. All right, this is them starting to kind of see each other. All right, I got to make this a little smaller. This is just new, new dating stuff, the norms. The norms of the dating stuff, What's up? How are you? I wanted to kiss you. Okay, great. Laura claims to have passed out at the gym. So she's having medical issues already. Whoop. All right. Laura Owens invites Michael to her birthday dinner. Are you ready for my birthday? Are you coming to my birthday dinner? Okay. 5/12. So they meet in person March 25th. So it's March, April, May. So 2 months. Laura asks Michael if she can give her dad his phone number. Why the fuck would your dad of a 35-year-old woman want your boyfriend's phone number? By the way, my dad had texted me earlier and asked you for your number, presuming it's okay to give it to him. Also, I hope I see you at din. It's interesting. Laura mentions a man named Joe Cotchett is hosting a party. Joe Cotchett is a lawyer that she said at some point represented her, but he didn't. He's just like a family friend. Laura Owens sends Michael a positive pregnancy test photo. So this is June. This is now 3 months in. Michael accidentally... I read this one. This is great. I told Laura... So he accidentally texted this to Laura. I told Laura we need to chat last night, and this is the text I get from her dad this morning. Here's the text. We can't read it. I think it's in another one. I'm going to chat with her later about all my stuff. She says, I don't think you meant to include me in this text. I don't understand what you mean. Ah, shit. Well, that was meant for my mom and my sister. Now that I've sent it to the wrong person, I'll explain later. It means I've been distant for a reason because of all the stuff I've been going through. And then, okay, so here's the text that he got. Hi, Mike. I was thinking last night that it's been unexpected and wonderful to feel as if I've gained someone like a son at this point. It's been 2 months. I feel very blessed. Please always treat Laura well. I know she really does like you. Looking forward to seeing you tonight. The check-in is under your name. All the best, Ron. And that's if we agree that that's actually from Ron. Or is it Laura using Ron's phone? Laura claims she got a radio show offer. Sorry, I know, I'm yawning. I worked out. I did a full body workout, weight training, and then I took the dog for a 2-mile walk. She just officially got an offer on a show. Allegedly. Oh, and then she wants to say on the radio show, but are you okay, or you are okay to say we're dating? And he said, such a loaded question. Huh. We are dating, but I'd rather not have it nationally televised or broadcasted. Not televised tonight, and we're only using first names. They're going to tape it and play it in 2 weeks. Still a no. He doesn't want her to tell anybody that they're dating. Here she claims that Bravo reached out to her. I just got off the phone with my agent. I have a conference call with Bravo at 12:30 to talk about doing stuff with them. That's great. They're interested in me doing a reality show, not really into that, or a talk show, which I think would be super fun. She must have an agent of a lifetime. Michael meets with a therapist to talk about Laura. You've got a lot on your mind, so it's going to be tough to focus. I just met with our in-house therapist and told her the situation. After my 4-hour meeting, I would like to call you. After talking with a professional, she brought up great points about what. He's beginning to pull away more. I think I'm going to grab some. I think I'm just going to stay in tonight since it's so late. I'll text you in the morning. Maybe we can grab a coffee. I'm not feeling well. I thought you were trying to be my teammate here. Right. All of these are red flags. And also, I mean, should be for her as well. Like, if that's what you're referring to. If you're like, can I call you my boyfriend? They're like, no. You should be like, nah, all right. I can come by if you're going to be upset. I was just tired. Yeah, and if you have to sleep somewhere anyways, I would have thought you'd want it to be with me, especially since you're here for like 2 nights in the next 10 days, but it's fine. Again, I'm the one asking and wanting it more, which is a really bad feeling. And then he says, okay, I'll come by. So she guilts him into coming over. I'm feeling super overwhelmed right now with all of this. I don't know if it's hormones or if it just really hit me. I feel like such trash having had this happen and now getting an abortion. Just not something I thought would ever happen to me, and I feel really stupid. Just sucks. That's a good point, too. She wants to go public with their relationship on the context of a reality or talk show opportunity. Oh, here's Owen says, I love you for the... Oh, my God. I don't want to read these. I am completely committed to doing this, and no mood swing will ever change my mind. I promise that. I want to be someone you are proud to be with and have listened to what you've said, despite what you might think. I will prove that to you with my actions. You deserve the best girl possible, and as guilty as I feel for doing this, I know that I am still a great girl. I truly adore you and knew early on that the feelings I was developing for you were still different than anything I had experienced. I understand you aren't with me. I understand you aren't there with me, but I will be patient. What we have to deal with is horrible, but I think it actually will strengthen our relationship if we are committed to seeing... God, I cannot see. Good Lord. Seeing it as an opportunity to grow as a couple. From my perspective, I know that I do love you, and my actions from this point forward will be guided by that love, being less selfish about this and thinking of what will be the best for the both of us. I'm sorry for how I have been, but I promise a fresh outlook starting in the morning. Heart, yeah. Smiley face. Okay. After much discussion and pushing back the abortion appointment, Laura Owens states, and there isn't one part of me that would ever want to hold you back from something and want to do... from something you want to do and are passionate about, which is ironic as Laura's illegitimate filing of the RO against Michael has done exactly that. So by having a restraining order against you will block career opportunities. I really don't know at this point. I really know at this point that I want something serious, and I don't really think that you are there. I don't want to hold you back. If you don't think you are ready for that, how do I... Oh, yes. A zoom... Oh, God. Zoom in button. Give it to me, Daddy. I'm so old. Help me. Oh, my life. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Laura, just because I'm not there with you. Wait. Aw, now can I not see the... Wait. Dang it. Oh, it's got to be either giant or really... This sucks. Why am I so blind? Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it this way then. I really know at this point that I want something serious, and I don't think you are there. I don't want to hold you back. If you don't think you're ready for that, I don't want it to continue because I will only get more hurt the longer it goes on. Just trying to be upfront. Laura, just because I'm not where you are does not mean I don't want a relationship. I want to have a relationship with you, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Oh, God. Right. But you also mentioned working for GoPro and traveling the world, so I'm really not sure where you're at. And you've mentioned San Diego, and there isn't one part of me that would ever want to hold you back from something you want to do and are passionate about. So obviously, if you feel the pull to do that, I think you should. But those aren't paths that include a relationship with me. I totally understand that, but I don't want to continue us further if that's something you want to do, because I don't want to get more attached and then have you leave in a few months, or a year. This whole situation has really put things into perspective for me and made me think about what I want in the long run, which is why I have no problem saying that I want the next relationship I'm in to be the last one. To be the last one I'm in and to lead to marriage and a family. I'm trying to think everything through and be confident with my decisions rather than second guess them, which is why I mentioned wanting to wait a couple days to get to a place where I feel good about ending the pregnancy. I also realized I don't like being single at 26. I get way more enjoyment out of making memories and treasuring my time with one person than going on dates with different people. I don't say this to do anything but be completely upfront with you and my needs. If that doesn't line up with what you want, I completely understand, but I want to start to create a real meaningful and rich life with someone that I will hopefully be with for the rest of my life. If that's what you want, that's great, but if not, I would rather know. I will trust what you say either way and not second guess it. And you know what? The thing is like when you read something like this and you're like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Like you're talking about going to San Diego and doing all these things, and it doesn't really sound like you want a relationship with me because you want to go and do these things. So I just need you to tell me what it is that you want to do, because I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. But, you know, also, they're just not on the same page. And that's that on that. I'm really sorry. Oh God, she texts so much. As a female, I'm just like, this is a lot. But I can't imagine. Men, when they receive something like this, are probably just why it's like, fuck. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you were to take it out of context and you were to show me a text message like this, I would be like, yeah, she's just telling this guy like what she wants. That's all. I really am sorry for the late response. Been with the horses and services scattered here. Also appreciate you breaking that down for me. The moving situation does make a lot of sense. I also definitely wouldn't be opposed to moving, especially to San Diego at some point in the future, if it was the right situation. Wanting to settle down isn't so much to do with my age as much as it is the fact that I personally have these views about wanting to just be with one person. This situation really shocked me and has made me realize I need to be upfront with what I want, because I haven't been in relationships in the past because I was afraid of scaring the other person off. Is that a fucking joke? You're afraid of scaring other people off, but like 10 days into it, you're like, boom, I'm pregnant. Immaculate. However, this has certainly added more depth to our relationship early on, and I feel like the responsible thing for both of us to do from here is either maturely move forward and end it, and it seems like we're on the same page there. It really hurt me to read the last paragraph of your text because I feel horrible, and I have made you feel that way. His text isn't in there, so we're just like missing a portion of this. Let's see. Made you feel that way. I really do want to bring you up and make you feel good about yourself. I'm sorry that I have been really moody and insecure. You are exactly who I want to be with, and think once we are on the same page about feelings, I will be able to take a breath and trust it. I guess I've just been questioning you and your feelings about the future because you aren't where I'm at now, and I'm nervous you won't get there or that you won't integrate me into your life with your family and friends. Trust me, I want nothing more than to relax and enjoy our relationship. The stress from the pregnancy is really straining, and it's making me have these mood swings that I hate myself for, and I'm sorry for that. I also do really hate to end this pregnancy when we both see a future together, and this would probably be a super kid we're missing out on. But I guess there's a time for that in the future. If I think about it logically, I want to establish a solid relationship with you and make memories without kids involved because we aren't there yet. I just feel bad, but I don't want to make you feel bad, so I won't question you. I love you and I trust you. Yeah, I believe that could be the case. I'm not a doctor, but okay, so the next one is Laura Owens claims she was told by a medical professional that she can't get an abortion until July 10th at the earliest because Michael says nobody knows that because you've never undergone a test. I'm not able because I was told the week of July 10th was the soonest we could even maybe expect to be able to do it. Nobody knows that because you've never gone for a test. So he knows that she's never actually been to the doctor. Laura says she called Planned Parenthood about abortion. Overwhelming and sad. Laura says, I did Hunter Derby this morning. I did Hunter Derby this AM on a random horse. Someone asked me to ride, and then I got awarded second overall in the National Derby standings for the whole series against the pros. That was so cool. Now I'm going to visit my horse at the vet clinic and then back to the show. So she's horse jumping while pregnant. There's like 3-4 things you can't do while pregnant, right? It's like smoke, drink, go on roller coasters, and horse jumping. Isn't that a... All right, I don't know. Oh, here's a picture. Just won the finals. So here's a picture of her on the horse while pregnant. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's her up here. Yeah, you're literally not supposed to do any of that. But okie dokie. Oh, where am I? Down here. After much pushback from Laura, they decide to go to Walnut Creek about the abortion. I'll be there to help you. What time on Tuesday? 12:50. Which location? Walnut Creek. I don't know about me driving after the procedure, but maybe it won't have kicked in by then. Mr. Pike's going to be on all the trampolines. Laura Owens possibly has a miscarriage. So this would be 1 month after she got pregnant, because she said she got pregnant. What day is it? It was 6/4. So June 4th. And then July, where am I? July 9th. So 1 month later. Just woke up. I'm okay if I don't move. I called my uncle. He's a doctor, and told him about the pregnancy and the symptoms. And he said I should just try to rest and drink a lot of fluids. He thinks it's my body adjusting to the pregnancy rather than miscarrying since I'm not bleeding. My dad is Ubering over and is going to stay with me for a while. Why would you call your uncle who's a doctor if you're pregnant? Aren't you going to regular doctors? I would call my regular doctor. Laura Owens claims she's sick from pregnancy. Her cancer-ridden father needs to come take care of her. Oh, and that's that one. Okay. After pressing Michael about their future, Laura manipulatively attempts to back out of the abortion appointment. Not feeling comfortable about tomorrow. I'm feeling insecure and embarrassed now. And also, too, for those of you that are new here or new to this particular case, I'm pro-choice, okay? I know people who have gone through situations where they have had abortions. This is not something to not take seriously. But with this particular case, we are assuming that Laura, well, in this case, actually, specifically with Michael, we know that she's talking about all of this, and she has never been pregnant once with his child. She admits that to him. So it's important to note, I am not someone who takes abortion lightly. I am not somebody who, just like frivolously talks about it. But in this case, this woman talking about all of this is not actually pregnant. And that's the key here, is we're talking about all of this, knowing that at the end of the story, she admits that she was never once pregnant. Jan drives to Walnut Creek So they're at Walnut Creek to have the abortion. And now Laura reaches out to relationship counseling. Which, babe, if you're 3 months into a relationship and you need counseling, move on. Move on, please. Please, for the love of God. Let's see. Laura tells Michael she saw his Bumble and the league profiles were recently updated. Michael says no way Bumble, and that because of their relationship issues, he did update his league profile, but he's not talking with anyone or seeing anyone else. Oh my God. Seriously upset right now. I need to calm myself down. I just got out like 30 seconds ago. I went to delete my League and Bumble apps. I hadn't logged into Bumble since I showed you my profile since I showed your profile to my friend Emma a few weeks ago when she got home from Europe. Call me sentimental, but I wanted to screenshot our conversation since it led to something special between us. So imagine how I felt when I saw you had updated the info section of your profile when I clicked on your name. I don't really know what to think or how to feel. I spent my morning trying to work on seeing if I could expedite the abortion process somehow with PP or my private doctor because you told me how stressed out you were feeling yesterday and I wanted to help you out. I booked a consultation with a new relationship therapist to work on my trust issues because I didn't feel like you deserved anything but my absolute best. And because your integrity is so important to you, my parents individually called me today to tell me how well you fit into our family and how much they enjoyed last night. I'm really trying to be the best person I can be for you and to see that you are updating your profile. So I guess wanting to see if someone better is out there hurts me beyond words. To say that you're going to go to a therapist to work on your trust issues while lying to a man about having a baby and then dangling an abortion in his face is insane. That is insane work. Pro-choice is not pro-thoughtlessness. It is for thoughtful, emotionally responsible, mentally prepared pregnancy and motherhood. Yeah. Hey, first off, I don't know why that's so funny. Hey, first off, I deleted my Bumble app. Secondly, I did update my league profile, but it's because of all the issues we have had lately. I don't like the way our relationship was heading, so I updated the app. Have I talked to anyone? No. Have I gone on any dates? No. We've had a lot of issues with our relationship lately, which has stressed me out beyond words can describe. But I haven't given up on us, nor am I talking to anyone else. I can understand how this can upset you, but I'm not seeing or talking to anyone else. Lastly, I'm very proud of you for setting up an appointment. That means a lot to me, and I absolutely love your parents and can see myself being a part of your family. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, though. This is what I saw on Bumble. What you said in the first paragraph is very far way off of what you have said to me. You updated it because you didn't like the direction of our relationship was headed. That's a long ways off of the guy who was by my side wanting a future with me and cared about me as much as I thought you did. I'm devastated. It's deleted on my phone, so I don't know how that's possible. I mean, I'm pregnant and you're telling me how we're partners and then you decide to update your dating app, which would be legitimate if you weren't faking a pregnancy. Bacon is distracted. Bacon's always distracted. Put that on your bingo card. Laura Owens shares alleged email from therapist. Just heard back from the relationship therapist. Feel pretty weird having written this to him yesterday. Hi, Laura. I'm glad you decided to reach out. I can just imagine how complicated and anxiety producing all of this feels right now. Today, a little after 6:30 works great for me as well, so I will call you then. Looking forward to speaking with you warmly. Oh, I don't want to, Jesus, I want to dox that guy. Hi. I'm a 26-year-old woman living in Marina in San Francisco. I've had some pretty bad relationships in the past, and I'm finding that they are causing me to have trust and anxiety issues in my relatively new relationship with a wonderful guy. Complicating our relationship is the fact that I recently became pregnant, very much unplanned. And while we want to get more serious, we are going to have an abortion and want to minimize emotional damage from that, as this is the first time either one of us has gone through something like this. He suggested I meet with someone to talk about my issues, and your reviews look good on Yelp. He also said that he would be willing to have some sessions with me as well, so we can better our relationship. I would be available, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Don't mess up the narrative. He doesn't know it's fiction yet. Apparently, I'm fertile. Oh, my God. Let's see. After several messages went unresponded to, Laura is now having a miscarriage. Whoa. What did I do? Here we go. I'll call you in 2 minutes. I do really love you. Right. Does that mean anything to you? Seriously. After all this, geez, kind of taking a big step in forgiveness here. I don't actually feel like you give a shit either way. She's just having a conversation with herself. It's extremely hard for me to come to terms with. My love and desire to make you feel special doesn't mean anything to you, and you don't get it. After 8:15, okay? I'm spotting. What does that mean? Like spots of blood. I don't know. There's not a lot. There was a big clot. I mean miscarriage, Mike. Oh. Sometimes I just need a break. Sometimes I just need to take a break. All right. Oh, now she agrees that she's not having a miscarriage. God damn it. I have this like on different screens and I never know where my cursor is. It says you would have, I assume, lots of other symptoms like nausea. They told me at Planned Parenthood to watch for spotting and bleeding. Her parents are rich, and she supposedly makes a good amount. Does she not have insurance? Why is she going to Planned Parenthood? Why is she not going to like a regular... Do you need insurance to go to Planned Parenthood? I don't know. Didn't throw up today. Okay. You're right. Probably not. Don't know why I seem to have hit a nerve here with you. Because he doesn't want to have this baby that doesn't exist. Oh, God. Laura Owens barrages Michael Marraccini with negative texts about missing a dinner for Ron. Michael informs her that it's the anniversary of his father's passing. She then guilts him for not having told her. Oh, my God. Here we go, friends. I just talked to the therapist. He will either meet with me as an individual or us as a couple, but not both. After talking to him, I think it might be more beneficial for us. Why are you going to couples counseling 3 months in your relationship? Why? He could see us here, whatever. This is his name, blah, blah, blah. Hello? I'm spotting again. Worried. You really hurt me. And tell me you wanted to hang up on me is uncalled for. I wanted to hang up because you kept saying how upset you were. I'm sick, throwing up, and you kept repeating how you feel. It's ridiculous that you're upset. This isn't just a regular dinner. It was important to my dad to introduce you to his friends. I wouldn't have given a shit otherwise. I'm going to write him now. I'll make it up to your dad, but I'm sure he'll understand that I'm sick. Kay, hurts me beyond words. You know what? I like her. Maybe we'll be friends. What the fuck are you talking about, Laura? I'm sick. Really big night for him. You also bailed on me for counseling. It feels like you're distancing at a horrible time. I'll go to your counseling appointment, but I'm not going tonight. You were upset with me because I wasn't hanging this weekend, but tomorrow is the day my father passed away, and I usually spend it with my friends and family. So I need you to understand that this weekend doesn't usually go well for me. You don't have to. Me. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Tried you. You don't allow me to be there for you with something like that? Please get back to me. I'm super upset and been crying. Waiting to go into my dad's thing until I hear from you. Same message. Okay. I'm on the phone with my mom. She is crying, so I'm going to keep chatting with her. I'll talk to you later, darling. I didn't throw up today either. Does that mean? It means you're pregnant. So. Wait, plot twist. She falls in love with her therapist, then does a 75 series on how he did her dirty, and then we find out it's actually ChatGPT. Honestly, did you not want to come to this? Laura, I'm sick, and I should be a one-man play. I'm sick, and I'm on the phone with my mom who's crying. Stop calling me out. I mean, I feel like you were going to bail anyway, so I don't feel like it really matters what I do in this situation anyway. You didn't even tell me that this was the anniversary of your dad's passing so that I could be there for you. You didn't even tell me how I could make this about me. Please stop. No more back and forth. Huh? Stop what? I mean, if you're going to bail anyway, so I don't feel like it really matters what I do in this situation. She's just repeating herself. I never threw up when I was pregnant. I did have horrible morning sickness, but it was a lot of dry heaving, gagging. I never actually threw up. Stop calling me out. If you didn't even tell me something that important, I don't feel like I'm really that important to you. It hurts. I would have been there for you and done whatever I could to make you feel better. How about you leave him the fuck alone on the anniversary of his dad's death while he's talking to his mom who's crying to him on the phone? Now, I'm 100% panicked about going to Planned Parenthood and getting this done next week because you won't be there for it after anyway, since I'm not important enough for you to even tell this kind of stuff to. Oh my God. It makes me feel like you aren't going to be there for me after this is all done at all. Is that true? Oh my God. She is crashing out. And this poor guy's like, can I mourn my dad and talk to my crying mom? I don't tell anybody other than my closest friends and family. I'm telling you because I'm going to spend time with them tomorrow. I don't understand why that would bother you, considering it's something I do with them every year. I know you would have been there, but it's something I do with them. Even with my last girlfriend, I would leave and go with them. I have no idea what you're talking about with Planned Parenthood. I just don't understand how you couldn't tell me something like this is important and it makes me feel like you don't take me seriously in your life. It just makes me feel like you're going to bail. I'm afraid to go because I'm afraid you'll bail. Question. I can't take this seriously anymore. Ugh, dry heaves are worse. It's just bad. If you haven't figured out that if I'm very private, then I don't know what to tell you. I spend more time with you than anyone else, and I don't just share with anyone or even talk about it in general. This is blank to keep going back and forth over text. Michael, we don't use that word. Boo. I'm not going to bail, but what you just did pisses me off so much. Just relax, please. I pissed you off so much? Yeah, saying you don't trust me because I didn't tell you about my father and calling me out for being sick. I just left the party to call you. Okay, I'm in the bathroom to text you. Okay. Need to feel like we're a team, and I don't. I don't understand how I pissed you off. God, this is like having an argument with a drunken toddler. I don't want you to support me. I do the same thing with my friends and family every year. I said, if you keep this up, I'm not going to respond until Sunday. That is not okay to tell me. You're not responding until Sunday is not an appropriate response. We are having an abortion next week with babies that don't even exist because you're calling me out for my dad dying. Oh my God, what is this conversation? Seriously, if you ask again, I'm not going to respond until Sunday. I'm asking you to stop. I said this is blank, and I'll keep arguing over text or to keep arguing over text. Good Lord. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know why this is so funny. Oh my God. She's awful. We need to help our teens set limits on what they're accepting from others. Petrie, our teens. This girl's 35. It's always about Laura. Good Lord. You're going to not respond until Sunday. I'm calling you out because you didn't tell me so I could support you. I don't want you to support me. I do the same thing with my family and friends every year. Okay, and then that's... But she's crazy. Doing it for you and your stress levels. Learn to read. I said if you keep this up, so far you're not stopping. I want to talk to Michael. I mean, my nieces and her friends. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to move this thing up so I can make your life less stressful, doing everything that I can to do that. Not easier for me to do that. Oh, my God. Taking the risk of having to go back in again. You not being here scared me a lot. Doing it for you and your stress levels. Learn to read. Okay. Let's see. Do whatever you want. I'm taking a shower and going to bed. Okay, I'm going home. Thanks. Please talk to me for 1 minute. Please. Okay, you don't give a shit. Okay, I got it. In an Uber home. My dad is going to be so pissed. I'm absolutely bawling. So I'm clear. You're not my partner in this. I should cancel my appointment. Imagine being like, you're not my partner, so I'm going to have this baby. I'm sorry you're upset. I'm sorry I was upset about you not coming, and I'm sorry that I didn't get that you don't want support about your dad, but not responding to me when we are in the midst of this is not okay. I don't want to actually cancel my appointment. I'm having a really rough night and I'm bleeding and I'm feeling horrible and I'm deciding if I need to go to the hospital and I need to speak with you. I'm extremely upset. I know you are too, and I apologize for my part. My dad is so mad. Watch my YouTube channels. Oh. I know. My dad is going to be so mad. Oh God, I can't with this. I can't. This is why I enjoy reading stuff with you. You guys are the best. Okay. Laura Owens begs Michael to respond. Finally responds, "Good night. I'm going to bed. We'll talk to you in the morning unless it's a medical emergency," which I'm sure she has one. I'm sorry, Mike. Good night, Laura. I'm going to because I feel sick and I will talk to you tomorrow at some point. Please don't call me again for the rest of the night unless it's a medical emergency. I don't want to interrupt your morning. Then please stop. I'm going to bed. Are you still my partner? Do you still want to be with me? All I want to know, I will respect that. Yes and yes, good night. I don't know how to deal with what you're going through right now. And I just want to help. And all I know how to do is be proactive. I know you don't want that. I just don't know how to do it the other way. Maybe do what he says and give him a second to breathe and don't fucking message him. I will try, though. I'm sorry. I genuinely love you. I hope you feel better. You know I would do anything to help you, except for what you ask me to do. My mom is here trying to determine if it's an emergency or if we should wait and see. We called the hospital, and bed rest is the best way to get an optimum result and not damage the fetus, so we're doing that. I know what signs to look for if it's getting worse, but hopefully no miscarriage. Aren't you going to have an abortion in like 3 days? I know. Tony, tell me. Anyways, welcome in. This is insane. Oh, yeah, she's 26. She's now 35. Sorry. I'm going to start telling everybody. When you guys are in trouble in chat, I'm going to tell you, my dad's coming here. He's going to be so mad. We're on our way to the hospital, not doing well. Can you give me a call real quick so I can update you? Actually, it's super important. Oh, God. After school special. This is all crazy. Let me see. Okay. So we did that one. Now we're doing this one. Laura calls. Oh, God. We're having twins, y'all. We're having twins. Why do we keep getting further than this? I thought she was having an abortion. I'll stop doing research because we just don't know how. We don't know for sure for a few days until we make a decision on twins. When is this? So this is July. So she would not. She's right. She's going to have an abortion, but she doesn't want to hurt the baby. Tony, like the tiger. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll stop doing research because we just won't know for sure for a few days till we make a decision on twins. I hope today has been as healing as it could be. Sure love you, baby. Wish I could take all your pain and hurt away, even though I'm about to make it way worse for the next 5 years of your life. Twins would be such a cool experience to have together. So many things I want to do with you, and that just sounds fun. Wish this wasn't an added stress factor for us because twins would definitely change the picture. I've been sick the last hour and it's upsetting me that I haven't heard from you since we're a team on this. God, if she calls herself a team one more time. If we are completely sure we aren't going to go through with it, even if it's twins, it's important for me to lie down all day. Laura. I just read this as so like exacerbated. It's like that. It's like that Ben Affleck. Where's that picture? Ben Affleck toys meme. It's this picture of Ben Affleck. This is how I envision Michael Marraccini every time she texts him. I'm thirsty, but I don't want to drink this water because I'm going to dump it out later. So, Laura, we're about to drive back from Stinson. Since you're bedridden and have been the last day, I scrapped the hiking plans, thinking we can just hang out and relax. That's me at work. That's what he looks like. All right. Laura. Looks like we have to do the pills. Now she's talking about abortion. Did they tell you that? How do you feel? Yes. Is everything all right? Yes. It's just a massive bummer. What's a bummer? Sorry, my mom picked me up from the doctor and I was with her and filled her in. I took the milfepristone. She's running to Walgreens for me, and I'm at my parents' house for a bit. I can text, though. I don't know where she was, but I know she lives with her parents now, I think. I swear I've listened to her and MM's texts by different content creators, probably 50 times, and I swear it never gets old. I'm reading these for the first time, and it's something. But I love it. I can't stop. I don't know. All right, here she's taking a pill. Taking pills. Taking pills to kill these babies. Can't wait. I fucking hate her. I hate her so much. All right. Laura Owens claims to be in the ER to get her fluids up to perform the abortion the following day, sending Michael 2 selfies in the rooms of images or the room images. So here she is. Wait, she had to take pills and then do the procedure? Is that how that works? Using the name of that text person way out of context. I don't know how milfepristone works. Eight 1/2016. She's getting fluids. All right. Oh! You guys! This is the picture she used in her fucking TED Talk, accusing him of beating her. Holy shit. Hold on. Where is it? No. Come on.
Home when I didn't answer the door. So I had to do something that I never thought I'd do. Point in our lives. We've all been in a situation where Eve's abuser and I had a
Look at this picture. Look at this picture right here. Now, I'm not going to say anything. Listen to this context.
Caption of thinking that as long as it looked like I was living the perfect life, I was. For example, I posted this throwback to Iceland shortly after arriving back in the US, which got comments like, so jealous and looks amazing. Now here's where I was when I actually posted it. In the hospital after my abuser and I had a particularly rough night.
Look at this picture. Now, look at this picture. Are these not the same photos? And this is from her sending selfies because she said she was in the ER to get her fluids up to perform the abortion the following day. What a sick bitch. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, well, they said it right here. 41C was later used in Laura Owens' low-budget self-recorded TEDx video as proof that Michael physically abused her in Iceland. And we can see this image was taken and sent on August 1st of 2016, not December 2016 and January 2017. Unbelievable. Laura Owens claims to have had the surgical abortion with Jan and Sarah in tow. Laura Owens planned the abortion to occur when Michael was unavailable, even though he expressed a desire to be in attendance. I thought we were a team. Are we not a team? Thought we were a team. Even if your family is there tomorrow, I feel like I should be there during the procedure. I haven't told my friends about the last few days, nor would I, because they wouldn't support me being with you. After reading my sister's text to you, I think you can easily see that she would support us. Sarah would be the perfect support if you can't be there, since I was with her for almost the exact same situation. And she says she could make it work. Might not even want my mom there, because I remember she made Sarah feel guilty. What was the timing you said again in the morning? I'm in the office early. I have a mandatory meeting from 12 to 2. Sarah would be, and that's the same thing. What is going on with you? Or who is going with you? I'm sorry. I'm reading so much. Sarah and my mom. What is mifepristone? What is that? I'll have the doctor write something after I'm done to say I'm no longer pregnant. Okay, I'll come right after my mandatory meeting. How are you doing? It's done. Okay. Which is really, this makes me, it's weird because it makes me feel bad because I know people who have been in this situation. But then I also know that, this situation for her doesn't exist. By failing to take the most likely scenarios are complete and painful. Also, I would point out this is not a surgical, but a chemical one. There is a huge difference. Right. I thought that if you took those pills, that was it. Right? I'm so confused. Okay. Laura Owens texts Michael a fake document from Planned Parenthood. Okay. Pregnancy symptoms. Patient does not desire pregnancy. Okay. So we have that. Laura spirals when she doesn't get attention from Michael and claiming she's having cramping, has a fever, and is bleeding a lot. She also claims to have taken the abortion pill again due to her tilted uterus. Hey, I have a tilted uterus. How's your day? Babe? I'm freaking out. You don't do that to someone who aborted your kids a week. Oh, my God. I would say you can't write this shit, but apparently you can. You don't do that to someone who aborted your kids a week ago, okay? You made promises to me and I made them to you. My dad guaranteed me you were going to stay when I was having doubts last week before this. Said no stand-up guy would ever leave a girl after an abortion. He would absolutely be livid. We did this together. Don't put all that guilt on me. The stand-up guy made you have an abortion? All right. Yeah, I don't know where she's gotten all her medical in. I'll not get technical, but basically. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm feeling absolutely horrible. I'm cramping nonstop, which I am not used to, and it kept me up all night, have a fever, and I'm bleeding a lot. I don't know if I should try to go back to Planned Parenthood this morning. What do you think? My initial tests haven't been great. Waiting to figure out the next step. You are with me tonight, correct? I may have to take a pill. Take a pill for what? To get rid of tissue. I have a tilted, retroverted uterus, which makes a complete abortion harder, apparently, which is why I'm having these horrible symptoms. Go to the hospital. I'll get the doctor's notes when I leave, like last time, so you can trust me. No, not ideal to have to take mifepristone on my mom's birthday. I'm trying to do the right thing. You want to talk? Nothing against Michael here, but like, you're calling a stand-up guy a guy who's like, yeah, you need to have an abortion. Unless he also knew that it wasn't real. Oh, God. Laura Owens tells Michael of her obsession. Wow, what the fuck is Tony Robbins doing here? And mentions KGO, has 2 free tickets, offers Michael 1. She also tells Michael she wants to... Oh, okay. She wants to have anal and watch Tony Robbins on Netflix. What am I reading? This is a lie. Exciting question I have to ask you. I just spoke with my boss at the radio show station on the phone, and I mentioned how much I love Tony Robbins. He said the station has 2 free tickets to his 4-day program in San Jose. Are you in? It's apparently super expensive to do, but supposed to be life-changing. Think it might beat us going to counseling. LOL, told him I would get right back to him. Michael is in. I am not your guru on Netflix plus anal. Hashtag solid plans. I need to text this to my friend right now. Nothing has ever lubed up my butthole like Tony Robbins. I'm going to send this to my buddy with 0 context. This is like Nicole Kessinger looking up butt stuff. Ugh. All right. Let's see what my buddy says. He's going to be like, what the fuck? So in. Misoprostol. Oh. Mifepristone. Got it. Netflix plus anal. I don't get that, but I'll let it slide. AKA Tony Robbins special in anal sex tonight. No! This is not happening to me. Oh. Yeah, I don't doubt that actually happened, and at some point, like that it was consented to. Oh, Tony Robbins. My buddy Frank texted me back. Hold on. Watching Tony Robbins porn. Oh God. AKA. The fact that she AKA'd. No, bro. I'm reading texts in a fucking case I'm covering right now. Tony Robbins' new code for... Hey, you want to watch some Tony Robbins later? Oh my God. This is a lie. I am getting punked. I'm getting punked right now. Laura Owens claimed she was offered $350,000 for her pony and basically begs Michael to go on a trip to Iceland with her. Michael concedes and says, yeah, we can. In her low-budget, self-recorded, fraudulent TEDx video, Lowe claims Michael begged her for a trip to Iceland, which we can clearly see is a lie in image 46. What is this stream? Oh my God, my pony is leading overall at the finals. His price will almost double if he wins overall. Bigger payday, rewarding ourselves with a trip to Iceland? ? P.S. Iceland? I got offer for $350K. Can we go on a trip if the deal goes through? Can you answer my question? Yeah, we can. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I think of is Shallow Hal. That's it. Hey, let's TR it later. Hey, you want me to show you my Tony Robbins? Laura claims to have slammed the extra abortion pills. Pills have been slammed. Thumbs up. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. Oh, I have to tell you guys a story before I get off of here to go get the kids. So remind me when I got like my last 10 minutes, I got to tell you guys about a conversation that I had with my daughter this morning. Okay, here we go. Maybe I could meet your mama this weekend. Maybe. Is there anything I said wrong? Yeah, maybe you're like, he hasn't introduced you to his mom. Maybe you could chill. You didn't say anything wrong. I'm just busy, especially over the past few days. I'm so frustrated after my appointment. Babe, you aren't going to bail after this, right? Do you want to stay committed to us and not just making it work, but being happy? I'm taking pills, but they scheduled the surgery and I'm super upset. I told you yesterday I had to schedule a D&E if the pills didn't take, and they thought there was a good chance that they wouldn't with my retroverted uterus. That the pills won't take, so I'm trying these again. But since I didn't bleed last night, they decided to put me down for next week. What's going on? Why are you scheduled for another one? I told you yesterday. Oh, hopefully I bleed tonight, though. Can you answer my questions? It's exactly what the plan was earlier in this week. They added, I thought this was done. Did the doctors not? About me, TR. Thank you. Oh, God. Yeah, I thought. So can you just respond to what I've said here? Have to take the pills by 2. Babe, you aren't going to bail on this, right? I thought you already did this. Really, Tony Robbins me with taxes. My buddy's like, what are you talking about? The TR says all. All right. Laura sends Michael a picture of an alleged Planned Parenthood document stating that she has remaining tissue. Michael is confused that she's still pregnant after multiple medical and surgical abortions. All right. So here's from Planned Parenthood. Did she just like type this herself? I'm confused. 49B. Let's see. Can you just tell me you're not going to ditch me? Laura, you've asked me this question over 30 times in the last month, and you've already asked me twice today. The more you ask, the more frustrated I get with you. You didn't answer today, and you're not the only one who probably... and you're not the one who probably has to have surgery for this. It's a big deal. It's hard when you're distant. So what's the answer? Same answer I've given this entire time. You aren't going to bail. You are committed to our relationship. Yes. Question mark. I'm not bailing unless you act the way you were during pregnancy. Also, it's going to take me time to trust you again. What broke the trust? But you are committed to our relationship. If I can just get over this, you think we will make it the distance. Laura, you need to seriously stop asking. I've already answered the question. Can you just answer that, please? No more after. So that's 2 yeses? How are you not getting this? Piece of new head gasket. Oh, my God. I hate that we have a new term for this. Where is Captain? She is missing it. I mean, I just feel like you want to be with me right now. I just want to feel like you want to be with me. And right now you're so distant that it's hurting me immensely. I don't want you to be with me if you don't want to. But I'm only asking because you didn't seem to be into it. And I want to be my best. But I am terrified about this and what it's going to do to my body. Then have the baby. Did you get that? I got it. Laura, as of right now, I'm wanting that. I won't comment over the distance because that will take actions rather than words of promises. Right. But are you going to switch your mind right after the surgery? That's what I'm worried about. You only said as of right now. I am so fucking confused. You're saying your last abortion didn't work and you're still pregnant. I am beyond confused. Hopefully the pills work tonight. But if not, it's scheduled for next week. I've read the notes. It says you still have elevated levels, but it doesn't say you're pregnant. It says you have remaining tissue. I'm still here after one procedure. I'm confused if you think you're pregnant because the details say you're not, but you have remaining tissue. This is all I said. Right, but are you going to switch your mind after the surgery? That's what I'm worried about. Jesus, she just doesn't give up. Okay, it's just that you said that that's what you want for right now. That sounds like someone who is indecisive. My levels haven't been normal for months now, so it's hard that you are judging me based off of who I've been during this. Obviously, this isn't who I want to be. I'm all over the map. Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, he probably didn't want to tell them what was going on. Oh, my God. T-hard on my taxes. This is insane. I don't know. I don't know how he didn't block her. Michael wants proof of Laura's claims. And she alleges to be locked out of her health account, of course. She sends Michael evidence of this as well, trying to prove she's still pregnant. She also claims to take more abortion pills by 2 p.m. And now she claims to have ovarian cancer. So this woman gets pregnant, has twins, defies 3 abortions. Are we on 3? You have new and or updated review. Okay. My Health Online. Your account is disabled. Wouldn't it be you've been locked out of your account, not disabled, right? Sorry, I'm sniffling. She is exhausting. Oh my God. That's not what I sent. I didn't text you, but I will resend. Shouldn't take that long to resend. I'm absolutely racing back to the house from dinner with my godfather. I will send the second I walk in the door. You said you already sent it. You just said that. You said you needed me to resend it because you said you already sent it. I sent it via the My Health website. When you say you already sent it, it should be readily available. Why would you have to drive home for that? Just screenshot it. I tried to send it from their website. I'm sending you what I have right now. I have my super confidential file I wasn't going to send, but I can. Just let me know that your super confidential file, I thought we were a team. Can he see it? What's your email? Okay, and then we have these. Good Lord. Where am I? 50D? Opening line communication. Just talk to me about whatever. I'm trying to get the most document online and we'll send it to you ASAP. I don't know why my account is disabled. I can take a gander. Sending me instructions. Are you getting my message? Yes, I'm getting them. No, I want your results. And once you get those, you will be supportive and be here for me. You haven't sent your results. No, you didn't. He's like, that doesn't tell me jack shit. Why won't you just send it? I feel like he's starting to get it. Super confidential is a clearance level I'm not familiar with. Oh my God. All right, so we have this about this test, your value, standard range. So her value is above the standard range. Okay, great. What does this tell us? Final result. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make any speculations on that. I think she's just as El Jacquard would say, a liar from Liar Town. All right, and then we have this. Diagnosis: ovarian cancer, polycystic disease, pylori ulcer, pericarditis, hernia, unspecified asthma, pleuritis, procedure, foot, dental, hernia repair, all right. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is about take one by mouth, dissolve, Miralax. What is this? Oh, this is for ovarian cancer. Bloating symptom, abdominal pain. Okay. Yeah, I don't I don't know what all of this is. This is apparently her it doesn't say you have ovarian cancer. Yes, it does. It does in every place there. It says that it may be it. It says it may be there. Ovarian cancer 1 means you might have a malignant cancer cells. You're ridiculous. Also, that's what malignant neoplasm of right ovary is. It means that I only have it limited to one ovary and it hasn't spread beyond that. Everybody has cancer cells, Laura. He is diagnosing if it is something other than 1A. That's not what it says at all. You have zero clue what you're talking about. I assume this is a picture. Cancer has developed in one ovary and it's confined to that. Laura, it's not there. Whereas 1B is in both and 1C is in it and more. I would say, it would say you have positive fucking results. He's so mad. Are you absolutely kidding me? It says I have positive results in 3 places. I mean, your reaction is so incredibly hurtful. They also don't put ovarian cancer on your diagnosis if that's not it. Oh. If that was a legit report, she has cancer and is infertile. Interesting. Well, the problem is, though, the problem is she has men who are using, like, contraceptives, you know? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of brain games happening here. Malignant. I provided you with everything you asked me for. Malignant means cancerous. I'm not asking you to guarantee me a future for the rest of eternity. I'm asking you to stick by me and give me the strength to take care of the pregnancy and just try. I've been absolutely, imagine if she put this work into herself and like being a regular person. I've been absolutely as vulnerable as I could be and it's horrendously upsetting me. Right now isn't one of caring. I mean, that specifically says visit diagnosis. Malignant neoplasm of right ovary even includes the positive pregnancy test. That's exactly what you asked for. I messaged my doctor and already got a response. You promised that you would be supportive once I sent you what you asked for, and this is above and beyond. So can you please take back what you said and move forward? Not asking you to act like nothing bad happened, but I sure don't need the silent treatment right now with all this going on. We need to try to be teammates. Oh, we're a team again. We're a team. We are a team. Dear Laura, thank you for your email. I'm sorry you're going through such a rough time right now, and will do my best to help you through it. I read the messages you sent me from your boyfriend and answer his questions. Stage 1A is without a doubt considered to be true cancer and something that we take very seriously. You are correct, Laura, that this cancer is only found in one ovary. He is incorrect in saying, what doctor would send this? He is incorrect in saying that this means you just might have malignant cancer cells. Please tell him that, yes, I have diagnosed you with real ovarian cancer, not something that just may be there. I'm not sure what is means. Well, I'm not sure what is meant by the message you forwarded that says I would only be diagnosing it if it were something other than stage 1A. That is a very real stage and simply means it has not spread beyond your right ovary. I recommend looking at the American Cancer Society's website page for more information. In addition, you can let him know that your diagnosis and treatment has been complicated by your pregnancy, which on its own has been extremely difficult and unusual. I would strongly encourage him to change his attitude and support you at this time. I sincerely hope things get better. From what doctor? Let me tell you, my OBGYN fucking loves me, okay? Fucking would do anything for me. He's the greatest person in the world. He would never send this fucking email. This is insane, especially this. This is how I know it's not real. I would strongly encourage him to change his attitude. That's not real. The header is Sutter Health. So, Laura claims to have had the second surgical abortion and that she will have surgery for cancer. Okay, I'm here. I'll see you tonight. Looking forward to Carmel this weekend and San Diego next, and everything we have to look forward to. By the way, I have to drive up to SAC tomorrow, provided that there are no complications here. They said I would more than likely be fine and stay overnight so I can drive up tomorrow. I'm totally relieved by this part, that this part is over, and totally looking forward to being happy with you. I'm really not feeling well from yesterday at all, and I just wanted you to know how grateful I am for you and how I'm thinking of you and how excited I am for everything ahead, thinking of all the ways I can make you happy. Just wondering, why aren't you responding to my texts? I'm just having a really rough time after the procedure yesterday and need you to be there for me, really trying to be positive. You being sweet really helps me. Yeah, they're not writing that. Are you okay? Question, Mike, are you okay? I'm very worried about you. I don't know what to do. I mean, you said you weren't going to bail and be a better teammate. I had my DNC on Wednesday, have surgery to remove my ovary on the 31st, and you haven't said a word. So I'm concerned about your well-being and whether or not you even made it to Sacramento. The plot thickens, friends. Let's see. Oh, no! She's pregnant again! This was the morning before I left. I'm supposed to take photos to email my doctor today and Monday and make sure my hormone levels are going down post-procedure, which is shown by the like and how dark it is. All I'm saying is that I'm finishing the process of going through with this. I don't have the ability to just shut off and decide to be happy. Live this weekend not thinking about it and remove myself from it. I have to be responsible and follow through with the doctor and what I've been instructed to do. I'm trying to be happy given the circumstances. So with that being said, can you please try to not be rude and be there for me while I'm dealing with this? It just doesn't help anyone to be cold. This isn't easy on anyone. I don't disagree that these past few months have been horribly stressful. I know I have put too much pressure on this, and at the end of the day, your uncle is right about life being too short not to be happy. But it's pretty damn hard in life to find someone who genuinely cares about making your day better and your life better, and I do feel that way about you. Yesterday, I got you a GoPro book and a journal, and I was filling in about why you are important to me. I don't understand what I have done between Wednesday and today that you are now acting like you hate me, but I understand that you are going through an extremely stressful weekend given the photo I sent, the meaning behind it, and what I said. I would ask you to acknowledge my feelings in the situation and really try your best instead of going into this weekend with a defeated mentality. Is that okay? I'm having a challenging time with things. I'm hopeful that we can get on the same page and get to the bottom of our issues or try to do this the right way. I'm saying a prayer for that. Oh, that's the same photo. Damn. All right. Oh, yeah, you're right. That's the same photo as the first one. It says another. Laura Owens claims her doctor ordered her to get a different kind of ultrasound. Going from work to get a different kind of ultrasound. My doc ordered that, and I will update you as soon as I hear. How are you? What are they looking for? I have no idea. The office called me and asked me to come in for a pelvic ultrasound, so I'm getting one. How are you doing? Just finished. Running back to the station to meet with the producer to go over talking points for tomorrow. Am I okay to say that I have a boyfriend on the air or not? Obviously not giving your name. Checking to see if you got these. How are you doing this morning? Trying to see if I can move the appointment up. I mean, it's very clear he does not want to talk to her. She asked him if she can call him her boyfriend. Checking to see if you got these. I'm getting my blood drawn again to compare levels. Was it an ultrasound? It's a pelvic ultrasound. All right. So he calls Laura Owens out on this new pregnancy test. Here we go. How's it going? Not good. I'm completely stressed. I took another home test that was positive today. So she's claiming to be pregnant again. Why aren't you dating anyway? Because we've ruined your life, John. I can't text him at the radio station. Can't talk on the phone. Huh? How's that possible? It was positive last week as well. Remember, I sent you a photo. Yeah, but the hormones are still probably in your body, right? It doesn't make sense, Laura. What doesn't make sense? You're probably right that the hormones are just in my body, but I feel horrible. Please stop asking me to reiterate myself. You know it doesn't make sense either. I agree. I just don't want to be in the situation again where I have to make a decision. That's my biggest fear. The fact that she's like, an abortion is my biggest fear, and she just throws him around like fucking Mike and Ike's. Just fucking abortions. Completely freaked out by taking a test this morning and have to go on the air at 11. Asking a doctor's office to message me results when they get them. Since I can't talk on the phone, I will forward them to you. So you're right. She is recycling that. All right. So we're here. So she claims on air. You getting that? Doesn't seem great, but my dad got pulled from the air because they think he might be having a stroke, so dealing with that. You getting that? Oh, he's completely blank, slurring words, doesn't know where he is or what's going on. His face is frozen. He can't walk. Why did they think it's a stroke or a TIA? That's what they said at the station when I got there, and that's what it is now. My pregnancy levels are high. All I know so far. Are you getting these or not? Yes, just got them. You pissed at me? I'm sorry about your dad. And am pissed about this pregnancy stuff. I told you I didn't want to have a fucking baby with you. Let's see. It's just not possible. This is literally fucking insane. You're pissed at me? I'm pissed at the situation. It's fucking ridiculous. I gotta say, I know he's going through a lot of shit, but also, he sounds like he sucks. Just stop talking to her then. You're pressuring her to get an abortion. I feel like, I don't know. I would have to talk to this guy in person because it just, I don't know what's going on. Laura Owens sends Michael more proof of her being pregnant for the second time. Which, are they still having sex? She also confirms her dad had a TIA. All right, so here's her pregnancy. Oh, HCG. 48 hours after. And I know that. So here's her HCG, remember? This tells result. But what is it? Why doesn't it say positive anywhere? Expected values during pregnancy. Did they have another time? Yeah, I don't know if they were still having sex. I don't know. Right. My dad had a stroke, maybe. Did I mention I'm pregnant? Oh, my God. This is insane. Did that go through? Could it be remaining hormones and it's slowly tapering off? I will check, trying to be positive. When do you go in? Don't need to go in. I've already done all the tests, doing it over the phone. My dad is getting CT and MRI. I'm super frustrated. Why? Because I'm really trying my best to deal with this and be responsible, and I just seem to be frustrating you. I'm so upset myself. I want to be a normal 26-year-old in a relationship and not have this going on. I don't understand what's going on with me, and it scares me a lot. I just wish we could not be at each other's throats during this and support each other. Plus, my dad is now hospitalized, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm not getting good service, so I don't know if I've missed a call. Does that make sense? I'm not at your throat. I'm annoyed at this process. It has been never ending. Literally, the last 5 weeks have been the exact same thing. I'm not trying to be annoying. I know this has been, for both of us, sorry. Imagine how upsetting it is for me. It's my body, and like I said, I just want to be normal. I don't want any of this. This has seriously changed my ability to be normal, my normal self in a relationship, and I hate that. And I'm not trying to be a bad person, and making you happy is always at the forefront of my mind. I know I can do that. I'm very worried about the test result. What has the doctor said? Supposed to talk to her as soon as I get a moment to call from the hospital. No, I don't blame him for ignoring her at all. I don't blame him for ignoring her. I wasn't saying that, but I don't understand like why. I'm curious to know like why he didn't end this. So we just read that one. There's this one. What's this? My dad had a TIA, but luckily he'll be back to normal soon. Sorry, I've been horribly annoying. You know I care, and I just haven't showed it right away. You know what's interesting is she brings up these pregnancies to see if these guys will stay with her, right? Like, am I worth you staying if I get pregnant right away? Like, what are you going to do? It's a test. And they fail, and she just keeps doing it for some reason, which I don't know why. If for some reason it is pregnancy, would it help you to trust me if I told you I definitely wouldn't go through with it and wouldn't flip-flop? Would that make you really try with us? Mike, I don't know if this went through or not, and I just spoke to the doctor. Sorry, I'm still in a meeting. This poor guy's trying to work a fucking full-time job. Okay, did you read what I said? I'd called the office from the hospital and asked them to send me a summary so I could send it to you. Here it is. And then I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Yep. Hi, Miss Owens. As you requested, here is a summary of what we discussed so you can share it with your boyfriend. This is already a fake because they would not say that. They would just say, as you requested, here is a summary of what we discussed in your appointment. They don't give a fuck about your boyfriend. I have also spoken to Dr. Chan to confirm that we are on the same page. You came into the office with symptoms of nausea and pelvic pain. Considering your procedure last week, we thought these could be symptoms of a complication. Blood test ordered confirmed elevated levels of HCG. Given that result, I ordered both transvaginal and pelvic ultrasound. Ultrasound results confirmed a gestational sac that was not present on last week's scan. So it is estimated that you are about 5 weeks pregnant with a new pregnancy, as it is the earliest it would show up. As you have been told, you have a severely tipped or retroverted uterus, which makes aspirational and D&E procedures more difficult and less likely to be successful. Is that true? Last week, it would have been impossible to remove this pregnancy as it had not attached. In addition, we have tried to treat you as conservatively as possible given your recent diagnosis of stage 1A ovarian cancer. I cannot speak for Dr. Chan, but I'm sure he would agree that in your case is amongst the more difficult I have treated. At this point, Dr. Chan and I are both of the opinion that you need to give serious thought to what you are going to do with the new pregnancy. You have taken medication, abortion pills recently that could potentially be harmful to the fetus. However, as you likely know, the nature of your condition makes it so that the pregnancies in the future will be more difficult. There is an elevated risk that once an ovary is removed, he would need to remove the other and perhaps complete a full hysterectomy before you would necessarily be ready to have children. At this point, having children on your own would obviously be impossible. So I think you must take time to determine what you think is best. Should you continue your current pregnancy, it would be imperative that you are monitored extremely closely. Best regards, Dr. Yee. Yeah. My doctor has never mentioned my husband in a thing ever. She said her father said a man of integrity would stay with a girl who did that for. Right. Right. That is not true. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I have a tilted uterus. This is insane to me. Oh my God. Let's see. He's at the hospital with his dad. You never sign his doctor last name. Interesting. I'm going to have to look at anything like that my doctor has sent me. A couple of Tony things I thought you would enjoy too. Anal? Is it anal? Every day is a new day, and tomorrow will be a great one. I believe you and care about you so incredibly much. You are truly making me a better person, living in the moment, being more direct, and just to name a couple. And I am so grateful for you. Just hope you go to bed and wake up knowing you are a wonderful, intelligent, talented, supportive man and boyfriend who is so special and loved. Your presence in my life brings a smile to my face whenever I think about you. By the way, not sending this expecting any reciprocation at all. I know you're not as far as I am with these feelings, and I'm totally okay with that. I just wanted you to know how wonderful you are, since I know things have been stressful lately. Smiley face. Hi. Hey, that's a very nice message. Thank you for sending me that. How is SD? It's absolutely beautiful. The weather is perf. I showed you one of the horses going again in a half an hour. I'm trying and he is. Oh, so she's horse riding while pregnant again. P.S. You put the symphony on your calendar, right? Smiley face. Are you okay? Mike, call you in a few. Sorry with the agent. Sorry I got caught. Dinner. Hello. Mike. Most importantly, are you okay? You haven't responded. Makes me sad. Mike. Anyways. All right, friends. I think I put this in the general chat. If you guys are in the Discord and you want to look at that. Or did I put it in the true crime? Did I put her in here? Where did I put it? Oh, yeah, it's in there. Victims of Laura Owens. It's in the true crime chat if you scroll up a little bit. Okay. Well, this was insane. And I have to go. But let me tell you about my walk to school. So my daughter, we're walking to school, and she goes, hey, Mom, do you know about the baby Cupid? And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, is he real? And I said, I don't know. I've never seen him. I don't know. She goes, well, he's just like a flying baby that wears a diaper and shoots arrows to make people fall in love. And I said, yeah, that's pretty much what I know about him. And she goes, kind of like Jesus. And I go, no. I go, Jesus wasn't a flying baby. She goes, I go, he was a baby at one point, but not a flying baby. And she goes, well, who was Jesus anyways? And I said, well, Jesus was a man who was very kind to people. And some people believe that he had special abilities and like special powers. And, you know, he used those powers for good. And she goes, well, but powers aren't real, right? And I said, well, it just depends on who you ask and what you believe. And she goes, well, what kind of powers did he have? And I said, well, he used, his abilities to feed those who were hungry and, people who couldn't see, that were blind. He helped them see. And he, went around and helped a lot of people who were less fortunate than him. And he was a very kind man. And she goes, I'd really like to learn more about this Jesus gentleman. So I have to teach her more about our flying baby Jesus, our Lord and Savior, flying baby Jesus. And that was my morning. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. It was something. These text messages, this girl, let me know what your thoughts are down in the description box down below. We have long form videos for members tomorrow, members only live streams on Fridays. We have a members only Discord if you ever want to talk. We have long form videos that come out on Sunday. And that's that on that. Laura Owens has exhausted me. I think I need a drink, girl. This has been insane. This has been insane. I don't even know what to think. Actually, I think I might be pregnant. She's never, ever referenced to a partner or boyfriend. Who? What are you talking about? Enjoy your TR time later. Oh, God. You guys are the best. All right. I'll see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys in the Discord. Okay. Bye.